looked at sixth chords. It's a chord with the sixth added to it. And we're going to take another look at minor sixth chords. And what I like to do right away with these chords is to invert them. The notes by themselves make a pretty cool lick. Okay, and here we're going to use the same lick. If we look at these four tones rooted on C, then they form a non-resolving chord. If we put an F below these four tones, the seventh of F, there's the third and fifth, and the ninth, an F dominant ninth chord, which resolves up by fourth step to B flat, which we added a sixth to. Alright, with a B root and those four tones, we're going to have a flatted seventh, an augmented fifth, a flatted ninth, and a major third. So we've got a B altered chord. B7, sharp 5, flat 9. And that's going to resolve up a fourth step, just like a B7th chord. Take these four tones and put them over top of an E flat. It's a 6 flat 5 chord, and it's going to tend to resolve down by a half step. The D7th, which then could resolve to G. Alright, if we put an A underneath these four tones, we could consider that an A minor 7 flat 5. We just got it inverted so that the 7th is the lowest tone here. And a 7th chord, again, it's going to resolve by a fourth step, so it also goes to D7. Can resolve further to a G. Here's our A minor 7 flat 5. It could also be called an A half diminished, and it basically will resolve anywhere else but the fourth step. It can resolve to an A minor 6 flat 5. It can also be identified as a diminished chord. It could resolve up a half step to A flat. Which brings us back to 7th chords. Somebody recently pointed out that it sounded like a minor chord to them. And indeed, the top three notes here form a minor chord. It's a real simple way of beginning to find tones to improvise over a major 7th chord. Obviously a C chord, so will an E minor triad. So we can look at a C6th chord and invert it. We get to the third inversion, we've got an A minor 7th chord. Add in C triads and A minor will also be real effective for improvising on top of that. Okay, as we add more tones, for instance the ninth, now we've got a triad here, and a triad here, and a triad here. And when we start inverting these, then we've got just multiple possibilities. One of the things that's done with composing music is simplifying progressions. In other words, in minor, 3 chord based on the flatted third and being an augmented triad can be written the flat 3 and then using the flat 7. We can build tunes using exact diatonic chords or simplify the chords. Instead of using an E flat augmented chord, We can make it just a plain E flat chord. And then we can mix our modes. So now we've got a simplified harmonic minor. We're changing modes back to major now, using either 1 or 1 minor as our 1 chord. Here it is. In minor, and then same progression. Minor, minor, major. Alright, on the guitar we've been working with a minor pentatonic, A minor pentatonic as a matter of fact, and here's the way that looks on the keyboard. Here's the 1, the flatted 3rd C, the 4th, the 5th, we added that note to it, and the flat 7. Take the A off the bottom, put it on top. More. This looks very much like a C6th chord, and has the 9th tone. So we have a C6-9 chord. And this then would be a major pentatonic scale, 5-tone scale, or a 6-9 scale, and can also be called the country scale. Lots of it. One of the things that's nice about this, you've got really basically just one pattern to learn, and then it just repeats up the neck. When we learned the minor pentatonic, we went across the strings and kind of learned this one position of fingering here. And so far we've extended it down to here, and eventually we're going to extend it up farther up the neck this way. This one's going to get us from down here up the neck rather quickly. Here's the actual pattern here. Starts on the 6th string, 5th fret. That's the root of the scale. Here's the 2 of the scale, the 3 of the scale, the 5 of the scale, and the 6 of the scale. So there we've got our pentatonic. It is the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 5th, and 6th notes of the scale. Okay, one of the almost universal applications of this is for the 2 to be played as a slide into the 3. There's the 5 and 6. And here's our octave. Finger is right where we need it. And then all we do is simply repeat the pattern we just played on the next set of strings. Here's our octave, and we just apply the same pattern again with this additional note 3 full octaves above our root. Okay, this often is referred to as the country scale.